Friends, welcome. Today, we are going to study the poem Vocation, written by Rabindranath Tagore. Warming up. Pick out words that refer to means of living and fill them in the web. Find the shades of difference in the following. Poetic devices. When a word is formed from a sound associated with it, it is called an onomatopoeic word. For example, bang, tap, tinkle, crash, whistle, etc. If an onomatopoeic word occurs in the lines of a poem, the figure of appear. Write down 8 to 10 onomatopoeic words on your own. Vocation. The poem Vocation looks at the world through the eyes of an innocent child. When he leaves for the school and returns home, he watches bangle seller, gardener and a watchman. He gets attracted towards them and thinks to be like them. Vocation by Rabindranath Tagore. When the gong sounds 10 in the morning, and I walk to school by our lane, every day I meet the hawker, crying, bangles, crystal bangles. There is nothing to hurry him on. There is no road he must take, no place he must go to, no time when he must come home. I wish I were a hawker, spending my day in the road, crying, bangles, crystal bangles. When at 4 in the afternoon, I come back from the school, I can see through the gate that house the gardener digging the ground. He does what he likes with his spade. He soils his clothes with dust. Nobody takes him to task if he gets baked in the sun or gets sweat. I wish I were a gardener digging away at the garden with nobody to stop me from digging, just as it gets dark in the evening, and my mother sends me to bed. I can see through my open window the watchman walking up and down. The lane is dark and lonely, and the street lamp stands like a giant, with one red eye in its head. The watchman swings his lantern and walks with his shadow at his side, and never once goes to bed in his life. I wish I were a watchman, walking the street all night, chasing the shadows with my lantern. Paraphrase of the poem. In this poem, a child speaks about his wishes and attractions. It shows the state of his wavering but innocent mind. The poem is about how a child gets attracted to the ways of people around him, and finds different curiosities and attractions in their lives. He is not aware of the tough routine they have to go through. It also shows his innocence and lack of worldly sense. At 3 different points of time during the day, he notices different hawkers and gets impressed by their free choices and independent way of life. When the gong sounds 10 in the first part of the day, he goes to his school and sees the vendor crying, bangles, precious stone bangles, and he wishes he could be a peddler and move freely anywhere just like him. At 4 in the evening, while returning from school, at the same time, he sees the gardener digging the soil and He wanted to be a gardener. He wished to play in the dust. At the point when night falls, his mom sends him to bed and he sees the watchman through the window and he wishes he could be a watchman so that he could also move here and there in the streets at night freely. Marginal questions. What does the hawker advertise aloud? The hawker advertises aloud about crystal bangles. Who is scolded if he gets dirty? The boy is scolded if he gets dirty. What accompanies the watchman? His shadow accompanies the watchman. Workshop. Read the poem and fill in the table. Think and answer in your own words. A. What could be the age group of the speaker in the poem? 8 to 10 years old. B. What is the difference between a hawker and a shopkeeper? A hawker sells his wares by going from door to door and a shopkeeper sells the same in his shop. C. How do parents react when they see children soil their clothes in dust and heat? They scold and warn the children not do so again. D. Why is the streetlight compared to a one red-eyed giant? To show the anger or mystery. E. What exactly does the speaker in the poem crave for? The speaker or a child expressing his cries about freedom from restrictions. F. Does the poet really wish to become a hawker, gardener, watchman? Justify your response. No, the poet doesn't wish to become a hawker, gardener, watchman. The poet has observed freedom to do as his heart desires. There are no restrictions for them as the poet has. So, friends, we have studied the poem Vocation by Rabindranath Tagore. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have liked it, share it with others. Thank you.